Alright, we have here a Kenmore 120714. This is the model 71. It is one of the machines sourced by Kenmore from, I forget what the name of the gear company is. It's a division of Chrysler, or it was a division of Chrysler when they were buying these, I guess. But it's from the changeover from getting white supplied machines to buying Japanese machines, the 148s and the 158s and so forth. But these machines are early, lifetime lubricated. They've got some plastic parts that can be damaged if you're not careful. So we need to take our time working on this. This one has been clearly stored in not the greatest conditions. It was covered in sawdust. So the good news is it has the bobbin case and one bobbin with it. But I'm gonna start by getting our or not. Well, I was going to remove that foot, but it is stuck real hard, so I'm going to leave that in place and get our needle plate off. Got 4 screws, and this long needle plate looks like a shuttle plate because it's long and skinny like this, but it's not split in the center to slide off. It's simply got 4 screws. And given how gross the rest of this machine is, I assume that it's going to have a lot of filth under the needle plate here. Yep, it's pretty gross under there. I'm going to find a soft jaw pliers or something to get this needle clamp loosened and get that foot off of there. Or the foot clamp removed. Alright, I got the foot off, and now need to get the tensioner taken apart. Tensioner has a set screw for the knob, and there's a pin in here for the stop. So we loosen that set screw and the knob comes off, and then inside is a smooth nut that tightens against the inside, where there's a washer and the flattest cones spring. These are very low profile springs. And then we've got our crossbar for the release. And then we have to lift the tensioner take-up spring up to get it out of the slot on the inside tension disc. And then there's another washer, and this is a soft rubber washer don't know if this is supposed to be a loose washer, but there's the tension or the take-up spring, and the stem is loose now. So those parts are now off to get cleaned. And I still haven't done any moving of the machine because these have plastic parts, and if you crank on the machine while they're seized up, you can damage those plastic parts. So I'm going to take the back cover off next. This has two screws here, and then it should slip off. Oh, and I need to remove the presser foot screw here. So 2 screws in the cover, and then the presser foot and spring can come out. And now this just slips off. You can see from some of the browning this machine clearly was owned by somebody who smoked, but it's got this back cover is aluminum, and then the inside of the machine here you can see is also aluminum frame. And from the back we're gonna need to access the bearings here on the main shaft, and then see it's got the plastic crank link. So get that out of the way, and then tip it onto the back and get the bottom off. Underneath we have 2 screws, and this machine has a built-in lever controller, which is what this hole is for. There's 2 versions of the lever. One for when it's sitting on a table and is a portable machine. It would have a lever come in through this control slot on the front to an E control, and then if you have it in a cabinet, the hole in this panel means that you could have the knee control simply drop down out the bottom of the panel. This is dated April 1st, 1966 for the caution cover on here. The toothed belts on this are actually quite loose, so we'll see how this turns out. But here's some more of the plastic pieces that you have to be careful with on these 120s. This seems to be sliding. This is the stitch length control, and this big bushing on the plastic slide can get sticky, and then it won't slide in there. And then there's a plastic part here that can get cracked or damaged, and these 2 bearings can get stuck, or these 4 bearings can get stuck. So it's all the parts we need to keep an eye on. Now that cover is off, but since we're here, I'm going to take this cardboard warning off of here and see what we've got for I assume this lever controller is simply Yep, it's just a carbon pile controller there. So it's in good shape. We'll have to decide how to interact with that. When I'm making a plan to put this machine back in service. And just dropped a washer. Guess I'll find that washer and get this cover put back on. Just like that other, I think the 76. This 71 has a very bad flat on the drive pulley. This pulley is completely rotted out. So loosen the hex key set screw and pulled it off, and I'm going to have to cut the old tire off and replace it with that rubber radiator hose like I did on that 76. And then we'll continue inspecting the belts on this machine.